Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Get Into Your Power with the Love Guru. My name is Blaire, and I'm known as the Love Guru. And I'm a spiritual teacher, an intuitive heart healer, a psychic, a medium, a dating and relationship expert, a marriage and family therapist, a horse healer, and an animal communicator. I'm the creator and founder of a healing modality called heart healing. And it's a form of emotional healing that opens and heals your heart so you can attract the love, have the relationship, and the life that you desire. So if you're single and fed up, I can teach you an easier, more natural flowing way to attract love to you so you don't have to go out there looking for it. You could say goodbye to matchmakers, to dating sites, to dating apps, because you have the power to attract love to you. Or if you're in a relationship and unhappy and struggling, I could help you uncover exactly what went wrong and how to fix it, or how to leave the relationship with grace and ease, having learned all the lessons that you had to, so you're not repeating the same patterns or the same issues over and over again with somebody new. So my sessions are a combination of spiritual teachings, channeled guidance, and practical exercises. And I wanted to say welcome to everybody. It's been many, many years since I've had a radio show on Blog Talk, and I wanted to try it out again, see how it went. And today I want to talk to you guys about being empowered. And I know that this is a concept that is thrown around a lot, but I really want to break it down a little bit as far as like what it is and what it is not. By the way, I do want to announce that I am taking callers on this show. And if you would like to call in, the number is 657-383-0192. This radio show is caller supported, which means if you would like me to support you with your love life and you would like some insight on how you can personally be empowered, then there is a reduced payment link on that show page that you can make a payment. You can call in. We'll speak for around 5 minutes or so, and you will get an experience of what heart healing is. So like I said, it is a combination of the spiritual teachings and the channeled guidance and practical exercises. So my work, and this is about being empowered also, my work is about being proactive in your love life and in your life. So what it is not is a lot of times we get into the pattern, and this is how we're trained in our society, is we are trained by our society that if we're having a problem, that a lot of times we just sort of sit with the issue. I recently had a situation. I had let's say an encounter with a woman who was very clearly overwhelmed by her business, overwhelmed by her life, on and off unhappy, struggling. And instead of going in, it's a lot of times what's interesting is that we're so deep into the programming of let somebody else take care of this, or it'll just work itself out, that it was, even though she was complaining that there's always something that comes up, or that, she's exhausted or overwhelmed or what, it didn't even like connect for her the next piece of how, I could actually change this. So today I'd like to invite you into a new world, maybe a new world for you, of saying, okay, if I am unhappy in any area of my life, the empowered dance, to be empowered means, number one, it's sort of like a two-step thing. Number one, you notice that you are cranky. You notice that you're unhappy. You notice that you're frustrated. So number one, it's the awareness component. Number two, so rather than, again, you're stepping out of the unconsciousness of I'm unhappy, or this is repeating, or I'm overwhelmed by this, or I'm stressed out, or I'm anxious. So it steps you out of the complaining mode. And then the second step is, so it's stepping out of the unconsciousness of let me complain, and it's stepping you into the empowered place of being like, okay, well, now how can I fix this? What can I do to be proactive about this? And there's some standard principles that we need to understand, and that is that we actually create our lives. And I know that is another one of those very trendy words out there, especially in the spiritual community. We create our own lives, but yet there's a lot of people that still don't really know how to create your life. And I would include myself in that. It wasn't until just recently that I stepped into another layer of being in my power of like, oh, I could actually control this situation. I could actually manipulate, that has such a bad word, but let's use it anyway. I could actually manipulate my energy in such a way I can do things that I can get what I want in my life. So if this sounds good to you, again, I want to encourage you, if you'd like to call in and you'd like some insight on an area of your life, it doesn't have to be just your love life. I am called the Love Guru, which people automatically assume is love life. And yes, that is primarily what I do, but I also have other layers to my teachings, and that has to do with helping you with your relationships with everything and everyone in the world. So we're in a relationship with ourselves, we're in a relationship with our partner, we're in a relationship with our money, we're in a relationship with our job, we're in a relationship with our coworkers, with our boss, and I think you get the idea. You're in a relationship with everything and anything in your life. So if you would like to call in, the number is 657-383-0192. I am here for you today and sharing some spiritual teachings along the way to help you get into your power. So a lot of times it's easy for us to call psychics and get a psychic reading, a prediction. Again, I'm guilty of that also. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Something about it. Like, I think there's probably some hormone released in our mind when we get a reading from somebody and somebody says to us, hey, your life is safe. You're going to heal from that illness. You're going to find the man or woman of your dreams. Your relationship is going to improve. You hear you're going to get that job. People always are calling. When am I getting that job? I've been applying and applying and applying. Well, it feels good. It gives that intoxication, I made up that word, that intoxicating feeling that, okay, I get a psychic reading and they tell you everything's going to be okay, or you're going to find the one in a week or a month. And then what happens? I've had so many readings that these predictions have not come true. Now, it made me feel good for the time being. Even these days, I still find it enjoyable to get a reading because I go into that unconsciousness of let somebody else predict my future rather than let me be just solely focused on creating it myself, because I am the deciding factor in what happens in my life rather than what that psychic will predict for me. So, it feels good. But then when the days, the weeks, the months go by and that prediction does not happen, well, That's not so fun, right? I mean, do you take psychic readings serious? I tend to. I tend to be sort of there's the decline from the reading, and then we're constantly looking for that boost of somebody else telling us once again on how great our life is going to be, how great it's going to turn around. And again, that goes into the unconscious programming of our, like how we're raised from when we're young, that we are told to look outside of us and somebody else tell us what the future is going to hold for us, rather than telling our kids, rather than you being told as a child, like, hey, you actually have the power to do this yourself. And let me show you. You know, it's no fault of our parents or of society. A lot of people don't know this information. So this is the information that I teach you. When you have a session, you come and you say, okay, I'm having a problem with X, Y, and Z. And then we go through, I start sharing the spiritual teachings. I start doing my heart healing. So I start sharing the spiritual teachings and the channeled guidance that comes through. Now, what's another word for channeled guidance? Psychic messages. Yeah, but it's not in a predictive manner. It's channeled as far as from your angels and your guides and the ascendant masters and ancestors if they come through. But I usually just work with, your guides. And, I'm being corrected. I work with everybody. So, it's about messages for you to make it happen, to be in your power. And then every session always includes exercises. So I usually work with people over a period of 3 months, and we meet every week, and every week builds on the last week. And we're building whatever you decide that you want. You set your intention, you want to manifest something. So we get together, okay, what is it that you want? All right, then we're working to manifest that, whether it is learning how to attract the one, I'm able to clear your blocks that are preventing you from finding love as well, or if you want to get clarity with your relationship, if you're married or just in a relationship, or even if you're single and you are afraid of repeating the same patterns, you're aware that you have some maybe codependency, some other unhealthy relationship patterns, you don't want to repeat them again, or again, you want to go deeper into understanding on who you really are and being more empowered in all of your relationships and all of your life. So you come, we set an intention, you set an intention, I hold a space for you, and then in the weeks that follow, we work to build the manifestation energy, to do any healing work that is needed to clear any blocks that might be preventing you from finding the love of your life or the relationship that you desire or the career that you desire or whatever it is that you want, making your dreams happen. And we work together to do that. So you get these exercises, you go home and you do them. So again, it's for people who are tired of playing that passive game. That's another thing. A lot of teachings, I think it's like misunderstood teachings in the spiritual community is about sort of fluffiness and, angels and butterflies and crystals and tarot cards. And it's about this like sort of, what's the word? I want to say like goody two-shoes sort of guidance. Very fluffy, kind of candy, like sugary sweet guidance. And I personally, again, at times it's okay getting that, but I personally don't really like that guidance because it does nothing for you except for maybe make you feel temporarily okay. But again, as you advance down your spiritual path, you start understanding that spirituality is not a passive game. Spirituality is about a practice that you think that you do day in and day out. Now, some of that doing, or a lot of that doing, might be doing things to control your mind or doing things to control your energy. So it's more in depth than just getting sort of a nice reading, an angel reading, or a card reading, and saying, you should express yourself more. Like, what the fuck does that mean? When somebody says that to you in a reading, like, you should, or you should let more people know who you are. You should share yourself with the world more. Like, what do these things mean? Be in your power, speak up. And then people go, yeah, I'm going to be in my power this year. Again, what does that mean? What is the practical application of that? Where do you apply that in your life on a day-to-day? And that is stuff that I am able to show you. And that might mean, like, okay, that might require you to have a conversation that is totally uncomfortable with somebody you're in a relationship with. Now, that can be someone that you're interested in dating. That could be someone that you're already married to. That can be someone that is just maybe a business acquaintance, or someone that you want to work with, or the way that you speak in an interview. There's so many layers to what that means. And I find that a lot of times, like, if you're getting that sort of fluffy, rah-rah spiritual advice, like, that's another one is like, love yourself. Like, it's, what does that mean? Love yourself. You should love yourself more today. Okay, yeah, let's love myself more. Again, what does that mean? What does that translate into? So someone might say, hey, they're loving themselves, but then when I'm working with them and in their energy field and helping them through whatever's going on, well, that could be that maybe they're working many, many hours. Maybe they're pushing themselves to work many hours, and then they're running around after work and maybe doing things with their kids, or maybe they're pushing themselves to go to the gym afterwards so that they keep up their sexy body, and then maybe afterwards they're like rushing for dinner or picking up food. Well, that's not really somebody who is loving themselves. So it's hard when you're getting that fluffy guidance, it's hard to, how do you apply it? How does that really apply? And also, when you're in your own life and you're learning these new concepts, again, because this all has to do, in my eyes, about manifesting your desires, creating that life that you want. So when you're learning the new concept, you're so used to being in your life. You're so used to maybe the running around and pushing yourself, or maybe being critical of yourself or judgmental. And that's why you reach out to somebody else like me to say, okay, well, this is what's going on. This is how you're going to love yourself more this week. Why don't you practice it and see how that goes? See what emotions come up for you. And we'll do clearings around that. We'll do healing work around that. And as you do that, you start seeing things shifting in your life. It is absolutely magical on how, when you combine, again, this is my special gift, because I think that my gift came out this way, this very practical way. It's sort of, well, it's a combination. That's what it is. It's a combination of the spiritual teachings and that channeled guidance, but with the practical application. Because I am that type of person of, like, if I am going to, let's say, devote myself to learning something, like, say, spirituality or following a protocol, I want to see results. I'm not going just for this sort of candy boost of a reading. oh, it makes me feel good. Then I go about my day, and my day is exactly the same like it's been every other day. No, I'm going to make more. I'm doing it because I want to make more money. I want to see results in the physical realm. And that will be the final and last thing that we're going to talk about here, is that we are living in this 3D universe as far as the earth. We're here grounded in the world. So my feeling is that when you are doing spirituality, when you are doing healing, the idea is that you want to see changes in your physical world. And if you are not seeing changes in your physical world, you're not doing the right type of spiritual work. If you are still wondering about the same thing over and over again, I mean, I see people from year after year after year that have been following my work. I've been doing this for, I think it's been over 15 years now. I think it might actually be more than that. But I still have people that are, should we say, followers? People who have, come in my realm. Some people who have learned from me a little bit, maybe had a session, like one session, and then that's it, or come to a couple of classes and that's it, and their life still looks the same. They have not continued down that journey to be proactive. It's a very sort of intense way of being in the world. It's actually the way we're supposed to be, but it's an intense way of being, that you are conscious of everything that's happening in your life, and you're aware that if you're not happy with something, let me get into my power and change it. Let me find somebody and let me figure out how I can get what I want in this area. So I think I'm going to leave you with that today. Thank you for joining me on my first episode back after almost like 1 million years. It's really been that long. I'm back to radio after 1 million years. She's back. If you would like some more information about me, if you'd like to schedule a private session, I have books and products. Check out loveguru.net, and you can find me on all the social media as well. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you the very best in love and life, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
If you've been putting off getting health insurance, now's the time to act. Open enrollment ends December 15th, so visit getcovered.nj.gov now. You'll find affordable health plans and even learn whether you're eligible to receive financial assistance. New Jersey is committed to making sure everyone has access to affordable health care. Visit getcovered.nj.gov today. And remember, you only have until December 15th to enroll.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, statements coming at ya, statements coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.